fantasy managers have caught on, but there's some times where the hype train starts to look a little wobbly. It gets a little uncertain, and we're not sure if the hype is going to match the actual production. Where do you think we might have gone too far, Marcus?
Well, I think we're going off the rails on a crazy train with Jackson Smith and Jigba right now. And I like JSN. Obviously, he was one of the top wide receivers in the NFL draft. And I do think that the Seahawks are going to throw the football a little bit more. But his ADP has jumped 4 rounds in the last month. Now you're talking about going from, say, round 12 to about round 7 or 8 with JSN. Right now, I look at him as the wide receiver 3. Obviously, he's dealing with an injury, first of all, that's going to sort of delay him. But he's a wide receiver 3 in an offense that was sort of middle of the road in passing. The guys going around him, I think, have much more target opportunities. I'm not sure he gets to 85 targets this year, but where you're drafting him, you have to pay a price of kind of a low-end wide receiver 2 this season.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Everyone loves Rachaad White this season, and I feel like I'm on an island because I do not get it. Last season, just 6% of his runs went for 10 or more yards. That was the lowest amongst all running backs. And I know he's getting pushed up because everyone's like, look what he could do in the passing game, all this volume. The Bucs, to me, seem like a lock to throw at least 100 fewer pass attempts than they did last year, maybe even 200. They threw the most ever in history last year. Tom Brady is gone. Baker Mayfield's not going to throw the running backs as much as he did. So to me, White is a volume-dependent back on a bad offense. I'll just let everyone else keep hyping him up and take him.
I've been tiptoeing into this take for weeks. I want to get you guys to check me on this if I'm out of bounds. But Bijan Robinson for me, I love the player. It seems like we're penciling in the fact that he's going to have 12 rushing touchdowns, 80 catches with 6 receiving scores for a team that was in the bottom 10 in total yards a game last year. I think he could do it. But on some standard rankings, he's ahead of a guy in Austin Eckler who literally averages those statistics those past couple of seasons. I just feel like maybe we move him back 7 or 8 picks. It's just too rich for me considering what's available.
I think what happened is you're talking about the guy who's the most talented back in this draft class going to a team that wants to run the football. But I think if we were listening to people talk, there's still a belief that Tyler Algier is going to have a role, that Bijan's not going to be quite as involved as we want him to be. It does feel like, sort of set Kyle Pitts up for failure. It feels like we might be doing the same for Bijan, too.
Protect Bijan.
Protect Kyle Pitts at all costs. Yes. That's
first
all I
and
care
foremost.
about.
That's actually the title of this show, is Protect Kyle Pitts at all costs. We'll see if we can get that on the run up here.